Hello Aquarius, and welcome to your October 2024 tarot card reading. Let's go ahead and get started here with an oracle card. So what is it that Aquarius needs to know for October? We start with the card that says consciousness. So this could manifest in different ways. One, you may need to act from a higher consciousness, maybe transcend some of the BS that's going on, because I do sense a little bit of drama, especially as Mars comes into this pre-shadow phase, kind of starting near the end of October. It's possible that we're going to need to kind of elevate ourselves, extract ourselves from a lot of the goings on in the external world. There could also be maybe not so much consciousness, but maybe a conscientiousness or a mindfulness at play. You know, really paying attention to others' vibrations, others' energy fields, others' feelings and emotions, that kind of thing. Now, I know you're already a highly sensitive sign and a highly sensitive archetype, so it's probably kind of natural for you, but there might be some need for it this month. I'm not quite sure. We'll see what comes through in the rest of the reading, but chances are there's going to be probably a place for that. So let's see what comes through with the animal spirit cards. For Aquarius, okay, we have trust in divine detours, like coyote spirit. Okay, so things may not necessarily go according to plan, that there might be some deviation from the original trajectory that you were on. And maybe, again, coming back to the consciousness card, this is going to be one of those moments where instead of getting angry that something's not going your way or frustrated or annoyed, you elevate and you say, well, maybe there is something more miraculous at play here. Maybe there is some kind of divine intervention that's going on that's preventing me from moving in the direction that I thought I was supposed to go, and be willing to make those adjustments. It is Libra season. Adjustments are an absolute in this season. So the more willing we are to make and adapt to the adjustments, the better off we'll be. I think Libra season can bring... It can be hard for people if they're not willing to make the change. It can be a very difficult season sometimes. Okay, let's see what comes through here with the tarot for Aquarius. Beautiful 10 of coins. Ace of coins. And the Knight of Cups. Okay. There does seem to be something coming through this month for many of the signs that I've already read for. Something regarding the highest end goals that you have, okay? So the 10 of coins, which is the first card that came out, signifies the ultimate dream, the ultimate manifestation, the ultimate vision board concept of what you want your life to be. We're being really driven by that right now. And I think a lot of the decisions and choices that we're making are really rooted in what's going to get me closer to that 10 of coins vision. What's going to get me closer to this manifestation? And the Ace of Coins seems to be coming in support of that, because your energy seems to be right on. You know, it doesn't seem like you have a lot of conflict going on internally. It doesn't seem like you have like an incoherent communication between your head and your heart. It feels pretty streamlined right now. Now, I'm not saying you have all the answers or you know exactly how everything is going to play out, but generally speaking, you as a person are pretty solid within yourself, pretty complete, pretty whole. And therefore, it's easy for opportunities like the Ace of Coins to come in. Now, the Ace of Coins is normally something real, okay? It's something tangible. It's like the actual money. It's the actual signed paperwork. It's the actual invitation to go, out on a date, or the invitation to, the job offer, whatever. It's the real deal. Now, this may not be big, okay? The thing about the aces is that sometimes they just come in real, like in a really subtle way. They kind of creep in. It's a little something. But what I like about that is that I think you see through it. I think you see, okay, this might be just a little seed right now, but I know in my heart that this is going to be a lot bigger, because it has to be, because we're already so aligned with this 10 of coins. And that Knight of Cups is full of optimism. Now, we have this Jupiter retrograde this month too, okay? So Jupiter retrograde, we have the internalization of the Jupiterian energy. We have this internal expansiveness, if you will, where you believe in yourself, you believe in your capabilities, you believe you are able to make anything happen. And I kind of like that, even if it's a little delusional. I like the delusion right now. I'm not going to lie. Okay, there are times for it. There are times when we don't really need it. But right now, I kind of like the delusion because sometimes we need that extra boost of self-belief, that extra boost of self-respect. Okay, so this seed that comes in, you're going to see through it and you're going to see the ultimate potential. But you also know it's not just going to magically grow. It's not just going to magically turn into this beautiful 10 of coins. I know that you know, and this is your consciousness coming through, that there's going to be more to it than that. But again, that Knight of Cups coming in saying, yeah, there might be more to it, but you're ready for it. You can do it. You can have it. Yes, you can do the work. You can nurture that Ace of Coins in any and all ways that you possibly can. Okay, or in any and all ways that's needed in order to grow it to the 10 of coins. Okay, so this kind of feels like the shining star of the spread so far. And I know I've got 6 more cards to pull out, but so far this is the shining star. And it really is all about that opportunity. It's about the potential. All right, and your ability to convert potential into something real. And you can, and you do. And it's possible that this Ace of Coins is a part of the detour, right? Trust in the divine detours. It's possible that that Ace of Coins isn't necessarily expected. It's not what you thought was going to happen. It's not how you thought something was going to play out. It's not the person you thought it was going to be. And yet still, your optimism says, well, maybe there's something there. Maybe there is something that I wasn't able to see before. Maybe there's something that the divine and God and spirit is trying to guide me toward that I never really considered for myself. We need to remember that this whole Pluto and Capricorn thing, because Pluto is stationing direct this month too. So we're finally like on this very, very last leg of the Pluto and Capricorn situation. It officially ends November 19th. So we're kind of almost through there. Okay, I'm so sorry, Aquarius. My little camera wasn't plugged in, so the battery was running low. But this Pluto and Capricorn thing is ending, and so it makes sense that completely new pathways are opening up for us, because the Pluto and Aquarius era, we got a little bit of a taste of it this year, but next year is going to be full-on Pluto and Aquarius for good for the next 20 years. So there's no really going back at that point. And there is a whole new terrain, a whole new territory for us to explore. So it makes sense that there might be something unexpected or something that you never even thought or you could never have projected that comes coming your way right now in preparation for what next year is going to bring. Okay, so let's see what else comes through for you, Aquarius. The Hierophant, beautiful. The Star, the Aquarius card. Love that in the very center of the reading. And the Fool. A lot of major arcana. I'm kind of getting a sense that as we make our way through, the second, third weeks of October, it's going to be a very potent time for you. Now, the Hierophant really speaks to kind of an inherent truth. It speaks to being completely grounded and sure of yourself. This is not a good time to have a lot of self-doubt or to kind of play that game with yourself of like, oh, well, maybe I'm not ready. Maybe it's not the time. Like, yes, it is. You're ready. It is the time. It doesn't matter how fast or slow something is going. The rate, the pace doesn't really matter. This is a good moment in time. It's a good moment to embrace and harness what's coming at you, even if it's something really, really small. Because I do think that Ace of Coins is going to be on the smaller side, the seemingly insignificant side. It is not insignificant though. Okay, so I want you to give things a chance. I'm not saying everything is going to work out, but there's going to be something that comes in that's going to stick. Okay. The Hierophant is so aligned with the highest truth and kind of that higher power, right? The higher consciousness, as we have with that consciousness card. This is not a time for like thinking about stuff. And maybe that Mercury in Libra is going to really want to think through things, and it's going to go back and forth a little bit. But you don't really need to engage in that, because to me, this feels like a situation that's, when you know, you know. When you know that Ace of Coins is coming your way, when you know there's something there, then you know. And the Hierophant is not going to waver. It's not going to be unsteady, because this is like the epitome of steadiness and sturdiness. And you can be sturdy and you can be strong right now, and you can be confident as you move forward. So whatever endeavor it is, just go forward with it as though the success is inevitable, because I think to a degree it is. I'm not going to say it's going to be a perfect straight linear path. I have to kind of disclaimer that. It's not going to be a perfect linear path, but I do think the success is inevitable. Okay? And what I love so much about the star, not only that it's the Aquarius card in the very center of the reading, kind of putting you at the center of your own life right now, but there's also an element of something much bigger than you. That this may come in as though it is something for you. Here's a new job, here's more money, here's a romantic relationship, here's, that new apartment that you were looking for, here's that new house you were wanting to buy. Yeah, it might be for you, but what it's doing is it's putting you in an environment where you can thrive, and that thriving is ultimately going to benefit people, humanity at large. I think it's going to trigger your creativity, especially with Jupiter retrograde in the 5th house. There's going to be new creative endeavors coming online. And I will tell you that this Mars retrograde, even though we're not quite there yet, it doesn't really begin until December, but this pre-shadow phase that we'll be experiencing through the end of October, and through November, that pre-shadow phase that's really when it begins. And because Leo is involved, because eventually Mars will move into 6 degrees of Leo and then retrograde at 6 degrees, Leo is a highly creative zodiac sign. Leo is opposite of you, okay? And I think there's going to be a uniqueness, a one-of-a-kindness, an authenticity that comes out in whatever it is that you are creating. It is the epitome of kind of putting yourself out there, and there's a lot of love that you have to share and a lot of love that you have to give. But there is a receiving component here, Aquarius. This is not all just about what you can do for the world. This is about you getting yours too. And when you receive that Ace of Coins, it's going to be converted into something really incredible. And it may take time. I'm not saying any of this is going to happen only in October, but this is the beginning of something pretty grand. Okay? And when I look at the star, I also see a quality of belonging where you're going to find a place, find a group of people, find a talent, you find a skill, you find a hobby, you find a passion that makes you feel like you belong. And again, the sturdiness, the steadiness, the structure of the Hierophant seems like there's kind of this unwavering thing going on where it's just time. Like it's just time for you. It's time for you, Aquarius, to be in this place. It's time for the hardship to come to an end. Well, to a degree. I'm not saying that we still have the rest of our lives to live and we know how up and down life can be. But it's time for things to move forward with a sense of ease. And I think that's really what's coming through here for you. And that's why I love the Fool underneath the Knight of Cups, because this is like a double whammy of that sense of optimism and enthusiasm. I really don't think you're going to get in your own way here. I really don't think you are going to hold back. I really don't think you are going to shy away from the unseen obstacles that you know are out there. I really don't think that you are going to, I don't even know. I don't think that you're going to resist. I don't see a lot of resistance. This is a common theme that I'm seeing throughout the zodiac signs that I'm reading for this month. People just are not in that place where they're wanting to fight. I think we've done enough fighting. We've done enough resisting. We've done enough hesitation, enough caution. And I just don't think that's where you're at right now, Aquarius. I don't think you could handle that emotionally. I don't think you could handle that spiritually. You are wanting and completely are ready for the flow. Okay? So let's see what else comes out. I do like the Fool in terms of taking a leap of faith and taking a chance, because I do see that with the Ace of Coins, that you might be taking a chance on something that is pretty obscure. That Ace of Coins might be really out of the blue. That's the thing with the aces, is that they kind of come out of nowhere. You're like, where the heck did that come from? Why is this even happening? Now, it's happening because you are so aligned, okay? And this is happening because you are ready to receive and ready to handle and manage your big dream. Because I'll tell you what, a lot of people, we wish for the 10 of coins all day long. Everyone wishes for the 10 of coins. Everyone wants that. But not everyone can handle it. I use this example all the time. You're probably sick of me hearing it, but it's like people who win the lottery have no idea what to do with that amount of money, so they spend it all and they end up bankrupt, instead of being emotionally and mentally prepared to manage that money, right? Because we are the managers of every and all opportunities that come our way. We have to manage them. We have to be the guardian to these things. It's not just like gimme, 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 and we take. No, we have to receive it gracefully and gratefully and do something with it. We have to multiply it, okay? And that's when the universe takes notice and offers more blessings. So you are taking a chance. You're taking a leap on that Ace of Coins. And I think you have a sense of responsibility toward that Ace of Coins, especially with the Hierophant involved. You have a sense of responsibility towards that. You know that. You know that you have to show up for that Ace of Coins on a regular basis. Beautiful Ace of Swords. Justice. Justice coming out super hot this month because it's Libra season, and we should expect that there's going to be some massive adjustments that happen, some massive adjustments that occur. Now, I do love the Ace of Swords because it speaks so clearly to your clarity. This is what I mean. You don't have all the answers, but you know when something feels right. That Ace of Coins is going to feel right. You may not have all the answers. You may not see how this is all going to play out, but you know that what you're doing is ultimately best. Please do not question that, because the tendency to question it will be there. That's going to be a really common thing. But it's just this is what I mean. We don't need to be listening to our mind right now, because our mind is going to create some problems. Because being in Libra, it's going to go back and forth. It's going to oscillate. And then it's going to move into Scorpio, and it's going to have all these intense emotions and whatever. And that's fine. And we can use that to a degree. But we have to remember to elevate and be on and operate from that much higher level, because this is the place where the knowing exists. Because the Mercury stuff is never going to have a sense of knowing ever, because it's always going to question everything all the time. That's where like our anxiety and our anxiousness and everything comes from. But when we click into that higher plane, it's calm, it's cool. Well, I said this for the Capricorns, calm, cool, collected. And there's no drama up there. There's no oscillating. There's no back and forth or wishy-washiness. It's just a sense of surety. And I think this is something you can kind of easily tap into. I don't actually think it's going to be that difficult for you. Seems like it's very well within reach, especially with the Ace of Swords. This also feels quite victorious to me as well, meaning that there's likely going to be some degree of success that you will experience throughout the course of the month. And it's going to feel like a sense of triumph, which is always good, because that sense of triumph can really feed into the actualization of this 10 of coins as well, okay? Because this puts out a good vibration. We want that. And then yes, justice, not surprised by that in the slightest, because there are so many adjustments happening. Libra season, the eclipse on the 2nd, absolutely demanding that where things have been completely thrown off base start to come back, or where things have died off, they're going to start coming back to life, or where there's excess, there's going to be a decrease of those things. Everything is going to be coming back into this equilibrium and coming back into this balance. That's a good thing. The adjustment can be hard sometimes. So don't be surprised if this gain is also accompanied by some kind of a loss, as we see with the 3 of Swords. This is the nature of Libra. This is the nature of the scales of justice. This is just how it works. There has to be some type of an exchange that goes on. The pendulum has to swing from one side to the next. And I think the Three of Swords, this is not a traditional interpretation of this card. This card today for me in this reading, in this context, feels like a goodbye. It feels like a goodbye to a person, a goodbye to some kind of a way of life. And weirdly, with these two cards stacked on top of it, I think there is so much joy around that goodbye. Now, the thing with the Three of Swords is it also feels somewhat unfinished. So there might be something when you're looking around at your life that you thought was going to be your path, and you may have to abandon that path with the detours, right? You may abandon a path that you really thought was yours, and maybe you leave it unfinished. Maybe this isn't really a time, I'm not saying for everything, but at least one thing. Maybe this isn't a time for that one thing to fully come across the finish line. Maybe it really wasn't meant for you. Maybe it doesn't fit into this next chapter of your life. And maybe you do have to walk away halfway through. And maybe that's not really what you like to do. I know you're a fixed sign, and sometimes the fixed sign have this perseverance, which is a beautiful thing. But I also see an element of freedom and liberation coming through with the Star and the Fool. And I see a sense of relief. And to me, that Three of Swords may have been somewhat oppressive. And it was like something that you weren't meant to win at. You weren't meant to succeed at that. So maybe it's time to move on to the next thing, because whatever the next thing is very, very likely to get you to that full 10 of coins place. This one feels kind of like it was never meant for you. Maybe you were trying to make it for you. You were trying to make it work. And something about it just, you kind of say, you know what, now's the time to leave. But that's the cost. That's the cost for the gain. And I think, Aquarius, you're okay with that. I really do. I think you're okay with that. Okay, we're going to pull out the clarifiers. So what we're going to do, we're going to open up all these cards. We're going to pull out a whole bunch of new ones to clarify these and get a lot more detail into this reading. We're going to cover all these cards in the comprehensive reading. So if you want to join, the link is in the description box in the comment thread down below. Again, we talk for another 25 to 30 minutes about these cards. So there's quite a story ahead here, okay? So let's get started here with the 10 of coins. Let's clarify the 10 of coins. What more does Aquarius need to know about this card? Judgment, love that. Hermit. High Priestess. Wow, a lot of major arcana for that 10 of coins. That's a big deal. We have the King of Wands, beautiful Queen of Cups, and a Knight of Swords. I think you're coming out as the King of Wands in that scenario. Knight of Cups, we have the Emperor, beautiful Hanged Man. A lot of Pisces energy going on there. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. 10 of Swords with the Hierophant. Another Ace of Coins, excellent, love that. Another Star. The Moon. 3 of Coins. Page of Cups. The Devil. Devil feels really connected with the 3 of Swords. 10 of Coins, Queen of Coins. Temperance. 10 of Wands. Another Knight of Cups. A lot of Knights. Ace of Wands. Queen. I'm not seeing the Knights as being you. Beautiful 9 of Cups. And last but not least, we have another 3 of Swords. I'm going to pull out one more just because I don't like to. 10 of Cups. Okay. I'm glad I did that. All right, so this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive. So if you want to join, the link's down in the description box, comment thread down below. Thank you so much, Aquarius. I hope you have an amazing month, and I'll talk to you soon.